Welcome back. So KwaZulu-Natal's Economic Development MEC Musa Zondi has slammed the ANC in the province, accusing them of giving false hope to Ithala Bank customers just to score political points. This comes after the ANC claimed it had secured a big win by stopping the bank's liquidation and promising that the customers would soon get access to their frozen money. The party said that it had convinced the Finance Minister to guarantee all depositors. For more on this, we are now joined by the Premier of the KwaZulu-Natal province. A very good morning to you, Premier Thami Ntuli. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. So during that press briefing on Tuesday, Jeff Radebe, the convener of the ANC in the province, says that we are pleased to report that following these engagements, a breakthrough was reached. Ithala Bank will not be liquidated, and those engagements include engagements with the Minister of Finance, What do you know as the leader or the chairperson of the Provincial Cabinet about these attempts by the ANC, which they say have been successful?
Morning, Adrian, and the viewers at home. Thank you for having me. Well, one is not aware of the new developments, except that we're in court with both the Provincial Authority and the Repayment Authority. As you recall that Judge Ncube in the High Court in KZN issued a judgment, in fact, saying the Provincial Authority and the Repayment Authority had no authority to interfere with the affairs of Itala, and then they appealed, and then we're looking forward to the Supreme Court of Appeal. And in July, we'll be in court again on a liquidation matter here in Pietermaritzburg. That is the only information we know. Well, we have engaged the presidency and the minister as the federal government, as you will know. We've done everything to try and ensure that the Prudential Authority and the Repayment Authority, their hands are off Itala. We are not therefore aware of the new developments. However, we continue to engage in the interest of the depositors, in the interest of the institution itself. As we all know that this institution is the hope to the growth of the economy of this province, and the customers that are affected, they vary from those who had businesses that could not be sustained because the monies were locked in Itala, and those who had pensions locked in Itala, that they can no longer support their families ordinarily. So that is the only information for now. However, as government, we are continuing to try and protect Itala either in court or even through the engagement with the National Minister of Finance and the Presidency.
Yeah, so this would have not landed on your desk as well. Was the first time that you heard about it during that press briefing as well?
Yes, I did saw something about the press briefing. And it was unfortunate that we did not get any information. As you will know that in the province, it's the government of provincial unity. We have MECs coming from various political parties, and I'm not quite sure whether they are also privy of any information, because we had a cabinet meeting on Wednesday, and there was no sharing of any information regarding to the saving of Itala, except that there were two items on Itala where no MEC from any political party said anything about saving Itala that has been achieved. We're of the view that we will continue to engage until we find the solution, and will continue as government to be in court to try and protect Itala.
Yeah. Your MEC for Economic Development, Reverend Musa Zondi, says that these remarks give false hopes to Ithala Bank customers, but it goes on to say that this is just to score political points. As the leader, once again, of the cabinet in the province, what do you read into this? Because on one end, people look at this and say that this is a member of the government of provincial unity, then surely there must be some truth to it.
Well, we are maybe expecting that maybe we'll get clarity because as I've mentioned that it's a government of provincial unity, this one, also ANC is part of this government, and we are expecting them to get more clarity. We'll engage and try and understand exactly what was the source of such hope, because we may be not aware of any talks that took place where we're not there, except that I personally met with the Minister of Finance, Minister Kotongwane. Well, I've not received any feedback of any hope. As you'll know that even for the guarantee that we, as government, as a provincial government, we wrote to him asking for the guarantee. We had unfortunate revelation that the guarantee was then offered to another bank, not to government, or rather to Itala. So it's an issue for further engagement. Hence, we are soliciting a platform to actually engage on the matter, because at the end of the day, this is affecting the people of KwaZulu-Natal, it's affecting the economy, and we cannot allow, as the seventh administration, the collapse of the economy when people are complaining about even the job opportunities. And we must be a solution to the challenges that are facing our people.
Let me ask you this, Premier. Do you believe that you are running a ship that is not necessarily tight, and then maybe perhaps that you don't have true grip on it? And I wanted to preface this question also in relation to, so you find out about this during a press briefing or from a press briefing. Last week we spoke to the MEC for Finance, MEC Rogers, about Toyota bringing a lawsuit against the government, the provincial government in a KZN, and the various departments that had been listed there. But then he says to us as well during that interview that he didn't know about it. He only found out about it from a newspaper article, I think it was the Mercury that morning, that we had shared with him, and he didn't know anything about that this application to sue the provincial government. How are you describing how you run your cabinet in the province? Is it a tight ship?
I'm not quite sure what application, except for the application, all of us, we said Ithala SOC management should have appraised us, which will be heard on in July. So we all of us, we were of the view that Itala SOC management should have informed us. Unfortunately, in their response, as I said, there were two items yesterday. They also, in fact, suggested to us that they also learned at a time wherein they had to inform us. So it's something that is for further investigation. But the government is quite stable and tight within the cabinet itself. The information about Itala and all other important matters is subjected to the Executive Council, so that the input of every member of the Executive Council is the wisdom that will assist us to move forward.
Yeah. Was this matter of Toyota brought to the Executive Council, and what was the decision coming out of that?
Exactly. It was brought to the cabinet yesterday, on Wednesday. And we are of the view that since the matter is in court, that's how was the spirit, that the matter is sub judice, but we'll have to respond as government, in particular the Department of Transport cited by the papers, to give our views as the provincial government, to see if there could be an understanding on the matter.
All right. Speaking about the government of provincial unity, which includes, of course, members of the ANC and the Democratic Alliance, we've seen what has happened now nationally with the firing of the Deputy Minister for Trade, Industry and Competition, Andrew Whitfield. I want to know whether, as the IFP, you see any potential destabilization if the Democratic Alliance was to decide on Saturday at 3:30 or after 3:30 that they want to pull out of the government of national unity? Do you think that that could have an effect on the government of provincial unity in KwaZulu-Natal?
Well, it's not easy to predict the approach and on the matters that are affecting the government of national unity as the provincial government. It's not easy, in fact, to know what will be the impact. But what we are always saying is that we formed this provincial government before national government was formed. Hence, the delays in forming the National Council government did not affect the establishment of the provincial government. The stability that is there in our provincial government is important for the people of KwaZulu-Natal and South Africa in general, because KwaZulu-Natal is one of the biggest provinces, even in terms of the GDP contribution. So I think it's quite very important that we do things in the interest of the people, because the bigger picture is not us or political parties in the government of provincial unity, but the people of this province and the future of our country. Because when government is not stable and there are ups and downs, you must know that the consequences will affect what is happening in government and ultimately affect the hopes and the expectations of the people in this province.